Hi, my name is Leah Day, and welcome to this video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Today we're going to try a new design, and this is called broken eggs. And it's basically what happens when eggs crack and the yolk gets all over the place and it's all runny and goopy. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of different things going on with it, but let's just stitch it out and see what happens. So let's get on the machine. So for this design, this is a branching design. I'm going to start out with a long wiggly line. I think I'll swirl into a circle. So that's kind of the base, just a circle at the end of a slightly curvy wiggly line. And now I want to do my cracked egg. So I'm going to do a nice circle shape with a zigzaggy crack. I'm going to come back with that crack so it's nice and open. This is really just kind of coming up with all of these shapes and angles, just playing around. It's one of those things just to see how many different elements that you can combine. So I swirled around that egg just to add a little bit more travel stitching. And so now I want to kind of simulate the runny yolk kind of coming out, the white and the yolk. So let's kind of swing out with these wiggly lines branching out from that egg. Let's see what happens there. Go back over here. I'm just kind of bringing these lines to the edges of that circle, going back and forth. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. So if you don't like the look of the cracks or something like that, just, don't do that step. It's perfectly fine. I think that's kind of funky. Definitely adding an interesting texture to this design. Okay, so now it's branching. It's kind of the swirling water effect, so I'm going to swirl around. I'm echoing all the way back to the starting line. Not the starting point, just the starting line right there. Travel stitch down and swirl back. We're going to do this a total of 2 times, all the way back to the beginning and all the way into that point where the swirl kind of meets up. So do that 2 times total, all the way in, all the way out. And that will give you really 4 nice lines of quilting all around it. Of course, there's no right or wrong way of doing this, so you can certainly build that up more if you want to. Okay, so I've got this little strange area right here, and I want to deal with that. So I'm just going to basically kind of simulate the next one, kind of coming off this side. Just stitch some wiggly lines into it. It's really nothing to worry about. You're going to have weird areas. That just happens. And the best thing to do is just try and keep it consistent with the design. Stitch some wiggly lines into it. It's not going to be noticeable. There we go. That looks cool. Okay, now I'm going to come out, wiggle, 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 and swirl into my circle. Stitch my cracked egg. Do some cracks. It's really the only straight lines and sharp angles in the design, so it's really going to stand out, those cracks. Alright, now swing around and start doing my wiggly lines, radiating out. And looking at this, now that I've stitched this far into it, it's really reminding me of a sun, the center section of it. So I'm already thinking of different variations I can try, just playing with this idea of stitching a circle in a circle and adding some wiggly lines. So it's really interesting just to kind of set and play and see where that takes you, because you really never know what you're going to get. Okay, now we're going to swing out and around with our echo. And a good design to practice this part of it would be swirling water. That's one of my favorite designs. And it's a lot more simplistic, and it's really produces a gorgeous texture for your quilt. And it's a great way to practice these echoes, these kind of spirally echoes. It's a really awesome design to check out. Okay, so just got this one little last weird area, and I'm just going to build it up just like this. You know, if you accidentally stitch your echoes too far apart, we'll wiggle in there and seal up that space with another line of quilting. So that's it for broken eggs. You can see there's a lot of different things going on with this design, but ultimately it's a really cool idea of, you know, what does a broken egg look like? When I sat down and stitched it out, this is what came to mind, but you might come up with something entirely different, so have fun and play. That's the point. I hope that I've inspired you to sit down at your sewing machine and just stitch and have fun seeing what happens next. So my name is Leah Day, and this has been a video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Find hundreds of videos stitching out beautiful and really complex, interesting free motion quilting designs at freemotionproject.com. Also check out leahday.com, where you'll find our online quilt shop dedicated to carrying all the tools and supplies for free motion quilting on your home sewing machine. I promise you really can quilt this way on your home sewing machine, whatever sewing machine you own right now, if you get yourself some tools like gloves that will help you get a grip on the quilt and maintain better control so you can really master free motion quilting. So check that out, leahday.com, and thank you for your support. Until next time, let's go quilt.